Gita Sara of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and the Rasika Ranjan, which is the sub-commentary to the Sarartha Varshini Tika. So we have been discussing the last 6 chapters, the Jnana section, and we began with the 13th chapter, where Arjuna puts his question in the first verse. He's asking 6 philosophical definitions or terminologies, you can say. Prakriti, Purusha, Kshetra, Kshetragya, Jnana, and Geha. Krishna begins to answer. First, he answers Kshetra and Kshetragya, third and fourth. Then he answers Jnana and Ge. Fifth and sixth is third and fourth. And then he answers Prakriti and Purusha, which is the first and second question, which is the fifth and sixth answer. So we have seen what is Kshetra and Kshetragya. Kshetra basically is idam shariram kaunteya kshetram itya abhidhiyate. So this body is called as Kshetra. I'm repeating this every time so that we get to understand, because this 13th chapter is one of the most philosophical chapters. And etadyo vettitam prahu kshetragya iti tadvida. One who understands etadyo vetti, the knower of the field, is called as kshetragya. So the knower is one who is in knowledge of the field. He is the knower of the field, and that is the self. That is the liberated soul. We have established that very clearly. And then there is another Kshetragya, who is Sarva Kshetreshu Bharata. That is the Mam Vidhi. I, in the form of the super soul, I am pervading the entire universe. And I am there as the Paramatma in all living beings. And one who knows the Kshetra and the two Kshetragyas, that is knowledge according to Krishna, Jnana. And then he summarizes what he is going to briefly describe. Yat Kshetram Yatcha. He is going to explain what is the composition of this Kshetra, Yadrik, what are its qualities, and Yad Vikara. So all this was discussed in 6th and 7th verse. From where it originates, Yatascha. So this Yatascha will come in the verse 20th. Of course, it comes from the 24 elements, this field, but further it will be described in verse 20. And by what varieties it is known. Yatascha Yat. Yat is what it is, what varieties it is known. Who is the knower? Sachayo Yat. Sacha. Who is the knower? The living entity Jiva, and the Lord is also knower. And what are his powers? So the powers of the super soul will be described in this section today. Today we will be discussing that powers of what is its prabhava. So having described this in summary, Krishna gives the authorities. I want to speak on the authority. Many sages have spoken. Rishibir Bahuda Gitam. It is spoken in the Chandogbi Vivedai Pratak, in the various verses of the Vedas, the Chandogya Upanishads, and even in the Brahma Sutra of Vyas. Especially it is spoken by Parashar Muni, in his works. So now I'm just describing it in brief. And then he speaks this verse, Mahabhutani Ahankara Buddhira Vyaktamevacha Indriyani Dashekam Cha Panchendriya Gocharaha Ichchadvesha Sukham Dukkham Sangatas Chetanadriti Etat Kshetram Samasena Savikaram Udaratam. So we saw these 24 elements and Ichcha and Dvesh, the qualities, Sukham Dukkham. And then Chetana and Riti, they are the vikars in the Kshetra. We saw the vikars in the transformations in the Kshetra. And then the means to attain Gyan. Gyan was defined. What is the means? So the 20 items of knowledge, beginning with Anamanitvam, Adambitvam. And we clarified what is Mahicha, Ananya, Yogena, Bhaktir, Avyabhicharini. So I hope this is very, very clear. Somehow I forgot my tablet and pen to get. I did not get it. So today we'll have to manage without it. I usually like to mark so that y'all also are I hope you are all carrying your Bhagavad Gita. You're sitting with a Bhagavad Gita when you're here for this discussion. So, amanitvam, adambitvam, ahimsa, shantir, arjavam, acharya upasana, saucham, acharya upasana, and then saucham, stairyam, atma vinigra. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then Indriyarteshu Vairagya is 10, Anankara Evacha is 11, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi, Dukkha Doshanudarshanam 12, Asaktir is 13, Bisanga Putradhara Gradeshu 14, Nityam Cha Samachitvatvam 15, Ishta Ishtapatyasham. And then 16 is Mayi Chane Yogena Bhaktir Avyavichar. And Vivikta Desha Sevitvam. This is 17, 18, 19, 19 and 20. Adhyatma Jnana Tattva Jnanartha Darshan. Actually, Ishtanishtapat is not separate. So this will become 19 and this will become 20. So these 18 items are cultivated by both devotees and the Jnanis. And these two specific are for the Jnanis, the last two. And those who are practicing Ananya Bhakti, they need not cultivate any of these 17 qualities. Just by practicing Mai cha Ananya Bhakti Yogena, please remember now, Bhakti Yogena, that is Ananya Bhakti. So by practicing Ananya Bhakti, all these qualities will manifest. That is Yasyasti Bhakti Bhagavati Akinchana. So we discussed quite a lot in this on this verse in the last class. Now we'll take up today this section 13 to 19, Gyeha. Jnana was defined the means of jnana, these items of knowledge which by which one can realize the Kshetragya. Please remember. And then Kshetragya, when I say, it is both the individual soul and the super soul. Okay. So now let's begin with this section 13 to 19, that is Gyeya. Krishna explains the object of knowledge, Gyeya. Gyeyam yattat pravakshami yajgyatvaamritamashnute anadimat param brahma na sattanna saduchyate. I will now speak about the object of knowledge. Gyeyam yattat pravakshami. Knowing which yajgyatva, you will attain liberation. Amritam ashnute. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna had spoken in the beginning that the fruit of this self-realization is one will attain liberation. So this is 2.15. You can mark it here. No? Yam hi vetayante te purushashava sama dukkha sukham dhiram somu amrittatvaya kalpate. He'll attain amrittatvaya kalpate. So by understanding game, understanding it, knowing it, yagyatva, you will attain liberation. Amritam ashrute. And now that object is what? The Supreme Brahman. Anadi Mat Para Brahma. Brahma here. Now, Brahma here, again, I am not able to write because I forgot to get my writing pad, which I use. So you can note down. Brahma can refer to what? Let us see who will answer first. Let me get some inputs. Brahma can refer to what? Brahma can refer to what? What is Brahma referring to? What is Brahma referring to here? Anyone? No. I hope we are all familiar with the Vedic terminologies, the philosophical terminologies, definitions. What is Brahma? Anand Prabhuji. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Maybe Brahma is again
Huh?
Creator, if I'm sorry, I'm at a car service workshop. If you are able to hear me,
I'm very clearly.
Brahma,
See,
yes,
please refer. See here. This is Brahma. Brahma nahi. The four-headed Brahma nahi hai. Brahma. A is Dirgha. Here, Brahma. Yes, Vinita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhamma Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, is it the spirit soul, the jiva?
Are you referring to Prabhupada's Gita?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, I could understand. Jitendra Prabhuji. Good, you brought out. Somehow I would have skipped that explanation. What you brought. Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji. It's Atma,
Okay.
Jiva, Jiva.
Yeah. So one thing we have to understand, the Upanishads, are actually what the Upanishads are. They are like snippets of peaks of transcendental consciousness. Please try to understand this. They are snippets of peaks of transcendental consciousness. Like, I'm just giving you an example. You're going in the hill, mountainside, and suddenly there is a sunset, and you just now stop there and you just take a snap or a picture and you store that. So, similarly, the transcendental consciousness, uh, if you take a snippet, the Upanishads, they pack a lot of things, deep, deep, profound philosophical truths are packed in it, but the unpacking can happen in many ways. So Prabhupada refers to Brahma as the Atma, the spirit soul, because you know, uh, Brahman is the spirit soul also. But Brahman refers to also the absolute truth, who is Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yad jnana advayam brahmeti paramatmeti iti Bhagwan iti Bhagwan iti uchyate. So even the entire universe, which is a manifestation of the Lord, is also referred sometimes to Brahman. So here again, I'm not able to, but I'll have to type it now because it's very important. I'm not able to write. I forgot. Actually, I'm in a new place. Uh, so kindly note down. So, first of all, you have to understand Brahma. This is Brahma, and Brahma is the four-headed Brahma. And Brahma can refer to also the Vedas, please remember. And you have to become familiar with these terminologies. And only when you scrutinizingly study Prabhupada books, then you'll all become familiar with this. Tene Brahma, Hridaya Adi Kave. Adi Kave is Brahma. And he was revealed Brahma. Brahma means the Vedas. See, Prabhupada says what? Tene Brahma, Vedic knowledge. And Adi Kavi is original created being. Of course, he doesn't give the name here, Brahma, but it is understood. So Brahma can refer to Vedas. Now, also, as I was mentioning, Brahman, let's go to this very famous verse. Annat Bhavanti Bhutani 3 point, yeah, 3.15. Karma Brahma. Brahma is the Vedas. Okay. I'm sharing that in the slide. So this is SV111 and VG 3.14. Now, please see, Karma Brahma Udbhavam Vidhi Brahma. Brahma means the Vedas again. Akshara. Akshara is the supreme Brahman, personality of Godhead. So Tasmat Sarvagata Brahma. Now here Brahma, see the meaning here Brahma. Brahma is not the Vedas. Here it is the absolute transcendence. Prabhupada takes it as transcendence. Transcendence means the absolute truth. Of course, here transcendence can also mean the Brahman platform, Paramatma platform, or the Bhagavan platform also. But the absolute platform. That's what transcendence. And the spirit soul also, who is Brahman realized, he is also he is transcendental. So that also can refer to Brahman. Brahma Bhuta, Prasannatma, like that. So you can see that term Brahman can have many meanings based on the context. So you can see in the right in the 3.14 only. And this Brahma, another thing you need to note is Brahma is masculine. Brahman is neuter gender. Now, who will tell me what is feminine gender of Brahma? Who will answer? Oh, why all this is coming? What is the neuter gender? Anand Prabhuji. Are you there?
Yes, Prabhuji. I'm here only, Prabhu. Just thinking.
Yes. What is the feminine gender of Brahma? I am speaking all this from the Bhagavad Gita. If we have studied the Bhagavad Gita, we will know. And it is there in the Bhagavad Gita. What is the feminine gender of Brahma? Masculine is Brahma, neuter is Brahman. So what is feminine? Pardon? I'm not able to hear you.
Still thinking about the answer, Prabhuji. That's why I'm not giving the answer.
Oh, you know. Okay, I'll keep it very simple. Girls' names and boys' names, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes the boy's name is masculine because it is masculine gender. I'm speaking about gender, huh? Not the gender in terms of male and female, but the same name for the
Can
female.
be for both.
No, it cannot be for both. Sometimes it can be, but mainly then it will be a little different. So, what is for Brahman or Brahma? Yes, Parashakti Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam, Prabhuji. I
Or
will
you
try.
have plus you have your tablet on and your Zoom on, so that's why it will echo. You have to
Is
keep
it the 14?
you have to keep either one on. You have to switch off the other one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, is it 14.3?
What is 14? No, there.
Bhagavad Gita.
What is
Yeah.
the masculine gender? Okay, 14.3, we'll come to that later on. What is the feminine gender of Brahma is my question.
Brahman
Brahman is already a neuter gender.
or the Prakriti? I don't know.
Mataji, I am asking about the term Brahma. I'm not asking about Prakriti. Yes, Veer Krishnaji. Where are you? Yeah.
It's a Brahmi, Prabhu. Brahmi.
Where it is coming in the Bhagavad Gita?
Somewhere it is mentioned some Brahmi, something like that.
Brahmi. So Brahmi is coming in Bhagavad Gita 2.72.
Yes. 2.7.
Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha Stitva Ante Kalayapi. No? Esha Brahmi. Brahmi. A also should be dirgha then. Brahmi sthiti parth. Nayanam prapya vimoti sthitva syam antikalepi Brahma nirvanam. He'll attain transcendence or he'll attain the spiritual. Brahmi is spiritual little. So in one sense, Brahmi is Srimati Radharani, the Antaranga Shakti. Okay. So firstly, you have to understand these terminologies very, very clearly. Very clearly you have to understand. So why we were discussing this? Yeah. Mat para Brahma, you know. So now Brahma here in this context, the Brahma refers to Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, and also it can refer to the Jiva, and also it can refer to the material world. So in the material world, 14.3 as Parashakti Mataji mentioned. There it is mentioned in 14.3. If you see, we have to Mama Yonir Mahat Brahma. Brahma here is masculine. Now, Brahma, the supreme, the total material energy, supreme. Tasmin garbham dadamyam sarvava sarvabhutanam tato bhavati bharata. Now, Prabhupada says, this is the explanation. Everything is taking place because of the combination of Kshetra and Kshetragya. The combination of the material nature and the living in space made possible by God Himself. The Mahat Tattva is the total cause of the total manifestation, and the total substance of the material cause, in which there are three modes, is sometimes called Brahman. So entire material nature is taken as Brahman. Sarvam idam kalo Brahma. So Mahat Brahma. The entire material nature. Mama Dyoni Mahat Brahma. Brahma now refers to the total material nature where the living entities are impregnated. So that is also sometimes Brahma. And it can refer to the living entity. So Prabhupada takes this explanation. And I think Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan also takes this explanation. That's why Prabhupada follows that. But actually, in the philosophical flow of discussion, Brahman here refers to Paramatma. It refers to Paramatma. So now Vishwanath Chakra Thakur will establish that. Having understood this now, let's go to the commentary. Thus, by the means of the methods mentioned above, okay, what is Vishwanath Chakra Thakur saying here when he says the means of method mentioned above? What is he referring to? What is he referring to? How about others? What is he referring to? Nikhil Prabhuji.
Not sure, Prabhuji.
You attended the last class? Okay, Jitendra Khatri Prabhuji.
Guruji, I did not attend the last class actually.
Oh, okay. Vinita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Is it the qualities that are being discussed of the super soul?
Where are the qualities of the super soul up till now discussed? We have not at all discussed. Where did you get that discussion from?
Those factors, 20 factors, elements of knowledge.
They are items of knowledge.
Sorry, yes, Prabhuji. Items of
The
knowledge.
means of knowledge, and with that means one should know what? Jiva and the
And the
Paramatma.
Paramatma.
Correct. So by that 20 items of knowledge cultivation, one will realize the Kshetragyas, both the Kshetragyas. The Paramatma, however, is present in all beings and is known as Brahman. See, very clear. You can mark this. So we took now Anadi Mat Para Brahma. Krishna is saying Mat Para, that this Paramatma, is subordinate to me. As Krishna will later on say, Brahmanoi Pratishtaham. And Paramatma is also beyond cause and effect in one sense. That Brahma is worshipped by the devotees as personal. So this will be Bhagwan form with qualities, and by Gyanis as impersonal with no qualities. So that is Brahman, the Gyanis worship. As an object of meditation with four hands situated within the body, Brahman is known as Paramatma. So Brahman is known as Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagwan. So please also understand the deeper import that the Gyanis also, uh, meditate on the Paramatma in the sense through contemplation. And that they consider is impersonal with no qualities, and that's why it is called as Brahman. The yogis meditate on they have the knowledge that the Lord is four-handed form, and they conceptualize this and they meditate that Brahman, and he's called as a Paramatma. That's it. And the devotees, they meditate on the human form like Rama and Krishna and with qualities, and they consider him as a person, Bhagwan. So that's the difference. This speaks of the Brahman first. So this verse is speaking about the Brahman. What is that Brahman? That form has no beginning, Anadi. So it is, eternal form. Even the Jiva is Anadi. So that's why this verse can apply to the Jiva also. And the Jiva is beyond cause and effect. Right? That means that since it is his Swarupa, it is eternal. So Jiva is also eternal. That's why Prabhupada goes radical. Mat Para means of which I alone am the supreme shelter. So Mat Para here refers to, I know that I am the shelter of that. So if you see now, if you take it that as Atma, then Mat Para will change. So I'm not going into it, but since it has come. Brahman, the spirit, beginningless and subordinate, lies beyond cause and effect of this material world, like that. Okay. What is it? It is called Brahman, bracket C, Paramatma, of which I alone am the supreme shelter and which is beyond cause and effect. Na sad, na asad. Na sad asad. Na. The Lord will later say, Brahmano hi pratishtaham. I am the basis of Brahman. Okay, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. O Arjuna, I have explained to you the fundamental principle of Kshetragya, the knower of the field of the body, the knowers of the field of the body. So there are two Kshetragyas. I have explained the nature of Kshetra, the field of the body, its transformations, and the process by which one can become free from these transformations. So the nature of Kshetra is, it is made of 24 elements. The Vikars have been explained in verse 6 and 7. Please mark that. And the process by which one can become free from the transformations, verses 8 to 12. I have also explained that the living entity and the super soul are the knowers of this field. So they are the knowers of the field. Kshetra Kshetra Gayor Jnanam. Now, please listen as I explain the tattva which is knowable by realization. So there is knowledge and there is an object of knowledge. Very simple. Knowledge and object of knowledge. Now, let's take some volunteer and try to understand. Jitendra Khatri Prabhuji, are you there?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, so let's try to understand knowledge and object of knowledge. Suppose you are in a jail,
Okay.
okay, and now you want to get out of the jail.
Okay.
So now you are trying to get the knowledge of the strength of the iron bars, how strong they are.
Yes.
and how to cut them, or you are trying to know how much depth they are planted in the, earth, so that you can dig a pit.
Okay.
So there is knowledge, but what is your object of knowledge?
Object of knowledge, my Indriya.
No, 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 no. Please understand my question once again. I'll repeat.
My hands and all, if I'm going to
No, no,
check
no.
it out.
Please understand my question first.
Okay.
Just try to understand.
Mhm.
See, you are in the jail
Yes.
and you are trying to attain the knowledge of what is the thickness of the prison cell bars
Okay.
and how strong they are, how much in the ground they have been, riveted to. And if you
Mm.
have to dig a, hole, kind of a cave inside, how much you have to dig. Now,
Yes.
you need to have this knowledge, correct?
Yes.
But what is your object of gaining this knowledge?
To get out of the jail.
This is what I wanted the answer. Get out of the jail.
Yes.
Now, you should always, especially in material life, we cannot really identify, but in spiritual life also we get confused. So many times we study books, but what is the object? Why am I studying this book? No, I want to become free from anartha nivritti. So you'll have to study those books, and with that object only you should study. Otherwise, you'll study sometimes this book, sometimes that book, sometimes. So your object should be very clear. So your object of knowing the strength of the iron bars, how it can be cut, or the depth of the iron bars, which is buried in the earth, so that how deep you have to dig the pit. All that is meant
Yes.
to get out of the prison. So similarly, the jiva, who is called a kshetragya, he is entangled in this kshetra, which is made of 24 elements. And jnana means cultivating these 20 items. By cultivating these 20 items, one can become free from the kshetra and the transformations of the kshetra. Are you getting this point?
Yes. Yes, Prabhuji.
Ah. So for that, the gyan is meant to realize the kshetra and the kshetragya. Sorry. The gyan is meant, yes, in one sense, gyan is meant to realize the kshetragya. And there are two kshetragyas. One is the living entity, Shivatma, and one is the Paramatma. So here
Yes.
Vishwanath Thakur is Geyam Tad Pravakshami. So when it's Geya means you have to realize the Paramatma, because only when you realize the Paramatma reveals the Atma. So in that sense, our object of knowledge is to realize the Paramatma. So that is why I have explained you the fundamental principle of Kshetra. And I explained you the nature of Kshetra, its transformations, and the process. The process is the 13.8 to 12. And these are two Kshetragyas, 13.13. So now the Geya is being knowable by realization. I explain you the Tattva which is knowable. This is called as Geya. Please try to understand this. It is simple, but yet it is deep and profound and philosophical. Brahma, the knowable, is without beginning. Anadi Matpara Brahma. It is dependent on me, Matparam, and beyond cause and effect. Because it is transcendental, and it is because it is transcendental, it is beyond cause and effect. Knowing this, one tastes the nectar of my bhakti. Yagyatva amritam ashnute. So here directly, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is translating this verse from the bhakti context, not from the jnana context. Okay. Now, this qualities of Brahman are mentioned from 14 to 18 now. So please remember, again, I'm going back now. I'm going slow also, so that you all. The influence of the knower, text 14 to 18. Yat prabhavascha. The influencer will be mentioned. And the identity of the knower of the field of activities. He is Paramatma, his identity. And then Upadrushtacha, Anumantacha will also come. So these two are being answered now from 14 to 18. The object of knowledge is mentioned. He is Anadi, he is Matpara, Sad Asad Uchate. Sad Asad, Na Sad Asad Sa Uchate, like that. No, Na Sad Asad or what? Na Sat Tan Na Asad. Na Asad, that is. Na Asad it has become. Okay. Okay, now let's go to this verse. Sarvatah Panipadam Tat Sarvatokshim Shiromukam Sarvatah Shrutimaloke Sarvamavrita Tishtati. Everywhere this Paramatma has his hands and feet. Sarvatah Panipadam Tat. Tat means that. That refers to, please mark now, that Brahman or the Paramatma. This Paramatma, very clear in the translation. Prabhupada translates text 13.13 as referring to Jiva, but he translates now 14 onwards that Tat as that. Everywhere is hands like, so the super soul. Super soul or personality of God, it Prabhupada says. So everywhere has eyes, hands, and mouths. Sarvato Akshi, Siromukam. Everywhere are its ears. Sarvatra Shruti Malla. Paramatma covers everything in the universe. Loke Sarvam Avrita Tishtati. Now, Vishwanath Chakravarti. The doubt may arise that if this Brahman is without cause and effect, then that contradicts the statements of Shruti, such as Sarvam Kalo Idam Brahma, Chandogya Upanishads, and Brahme Vidam Sarvam, Mandukya Upanishads. Everything is Brahman. So, if it is beyond cause and effect, then everything what we see in this whole universe is Brahman. Sarvam Kalo Ido Brahma. It's mentioned. So how, it contradicts these statements. So how it is resolved? Let's see. Though Brahman in its essential nature is beyond cause and effect, this Brahma, Paramatma, is also cause and effect because of non-difference between the energy and the source of energy. Non-difference between the energy and the energetic. So this material world, it is having cause and effect. There is a material cause, and the material cause has a material effect. So that's what the material world is. Mahat Tattva is the cause, and from Mahat Tattva, Ahankar comes. Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, Ahankars. And then from Ahankar, Tamas comes, sound, ether. Ether becomes the cause of this. That becomes the water. Water becomes the cause of air. Fire, sorry. Like that. So each becomes this. It's called as the law of causality, law of cause and effect. So we see that there is cause and effect. But you have to understand, although these verses are speaking about this all-pervading Brahman, which is showing that there is cause and effect in this Brahman, but you have to understand that Brahman is without cause and effect. And because this material world is the energy of Brahman, in that sense, energy and energetic are non-different. The Lord is the creator of the material bodies since Prakriti produces the bodies. But Prakriti, being the energy of the Lord, is non-different from him. Thus, as Prakriti, he is the cause of material bodies. As Prakriti, he is the cause of material bodies. So this is how we need to understand this verse. I hope it is clear. This Brahman has his hands and feet everywhere. Sarvada Pani Padam Tat. Now, how do we understand this? Everywhere are the Lord's eyes, hands, and feet. By the manifestation everywhere of hands and feet of all creatures from Lord Brahma down to an ant, his effects. One can say that Brahma is endowed with countless hands and feet because the living entities are, the effect. The Lord is the cause, Prakriti is the cause in the form of e-glancing, and Prakriti because of the three modes, agitation, the Kala Shakti, the jivas are impregnated and the jivas get body. Prakriti gives them gross and subtle bodies. So all these jivas are having hands and legs. So in that sense, everywhere is the Lord. Everywhere are his hands and feet. Similarly, his eyes, head, and face are everywhere. Okay, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. The sun's rays illuminate due to their dependence on the sun. In the same way, Brahma Tattva has attained its infinite and all-pervading aspect because of its dependent on my potency. The all-pervading, Prabhupada takes this explanation. Sunlight and sun. The sunlight is the diffusing energy of the sun, which is all-pervading. So in that sense, Brahman is everywhere. The existence of Brahma is again masculine here, who is the resting place for unlimited jivas, beginning from Brahma. So please remember difference between Brahma and Brahma. Anand Prabhuji, please note down this. Down to an ant. So this is a topmost living entity in this universe, Brahma, to the lowest ant. Collectively encompass unlimited hands, feet, eyes, heads, mouths, ears, and is visible everywhere. Okay. Any questions you have up till now before I go ahead? I'm really going slowly so that you can little by little sip and try to sink into your consciousness this subject. Yes, Veer Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Gurudana Prabhu. Prabhu, if we see this verse 13 and 14, so the flow indicates that Brahman is super soul. I mean,
No,
Paramatma.
you just cannot say like that.
Uh,
You just cannot say like that because the Upanishads, there are many things packed in it and it can be unpacked in many ways. So different acharyas have given different understandings. Prabhupada takes, about the jiva. He speaks about jiva. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur takes it as Paramatma.
But in flow, Prabhu, it is, I mean, if you take
No, it's not the
Jiva,
question of flow. See, you just cannot take such a stand.
but we see, no, Prabhu,
We
in
have to go by
context.
the acharyas.
Right,
When the acharyas are giving that kind of thing, it can also refer to the jiva, and Prabhupada is giving that explanation. You just cannot then say, no, in the flow it is no. You can change the flow. In 14th, it can refer to, 13th, it can refer to the jiva, and 14th onwards, it can refer to Paramatma. Or you can take 13th also as the Paramatma and continue from 14th. Are you getting this point? Are you getting this point or no?
Yes, Prabhu. But I was just thinking, in what context Prabhupada is taking 13
No,
verse as Jiva?
please don't go into that like that.
Uh, uh, uh.
That is not the right way of thinking.
All right.
See, we just cannot at our stage of spiritual development.
Got the point, Prabhu. I got the
When
point.
we have,
I got
acharyas, they are on a different platform completely.
Yes.
They're just on a completely different. They are coming in the Guru Shish Parampara and they are inspired from within and they are also following their previous acharyas, Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Our way is to, sit at the feet of the acharya and try to understand how he is explaining and try to understand that explanation.
Right.
Are you getting this point? This is my
Yes.
submission.
Yes, Prabhu. Right.
Okay.
In sync, Prabhu. Yes.
Otherwise, sometimes, it can lead to a kind of a subtle kind of aparadh, trying to
Yes, yes,
surpass the Acharya's understanding and come up with this is how the mind plays. That is why I'm
yes,
telling you.
yes,
Clear.
yes, bro. I got the point.
Vinita Mukherjee, yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Tanvat Pranam. Regarding Prabhuji's question, 13b section in the Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada has given the meaning Mat Param as subordinate to me. So, with that meaning, we can understand that the second part is the soul and rest is the super soul. From that, that is my understanding. Mat Param subordinate to me. The
No,
meaning is given.
the soul is also subordinate to Krishna, na?
Yes. So that
And and
small
and
part is the
Brahman,
jiva,
and Brahman is also subordinate to the Lord, na?
subordinate to Lord. Yes.
So we'll have to go when an acharya gives one side of one angle of perception,
Mm.
we have to see from that angle only and understand it. Not that first line we take the jiva and then maybe the second line refers to Paramatma. No, you'll have to then understand the verse as it is explained.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Clear, na?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions anyone else has? Okay, so I'll just take few more verses. We have another 10 minutes. Now, this absolute truth is Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. And these verses, similar to the Ish Upanishad verses, you can see a lot of contradiction. So, contradiction, the absolute truth, there is no contradiction, but contradiction refers to a deeper paradox. The absolute truth, cannot be understood by material intelligence. That's why you need mercy. So here it is in these verses it is mentioned Sarvindriya guna bhasam Sarvindriya vivarjitam Asaktam sarvabhrichaiva Nirgunam guna bhoktucha. So what are the contradictory things? Sarva indriya guna bhasam. That Brahman illuminates all the senses and sense objects. Sarva indriya guna bhasam. He illuminates all the senses and objects, but it is in the next line he contradicts. Sarva indriya vivarjitam, but is devoid of all material senses. So the Brahman illuminates all the senses and sense objects, but he is devoid of material senses. Sarva indriya vivarjitam. So it mentions, this means that actually he is devoid of material senses, but he possesses transcendental senses. He is without attachment, asaktam, but maintains everything. Sarva bricha evacha. So that's why only the Lord can have this quality. In fact, if we are maintaining somebody, we will become attached. Ask mothers. When they maintain the child, na, they become attached to the child. It's very difficult to maintain someone and not be attached. It's only this quality which is there with the Lord. So this is again a contradictory quality. And then he is without material gunas, nirgunam, but he is the enjoyer of all gunas, guna bhoktricha. So how these contradictions are resolved, let's see. He illuminates all the senses and sense objects. Guna bhasam. The Shruti says, tat chakshusha chakshu. He inspires the sight of the eye. Because that's why ultimately through the sun god, if the sun is not there, then the eyes are of no value. You cannot see. The sense objects will not be revealed. So, in one sense, through the sun god, sarva guna abhasam, it reveals the sense objects. Or the meaning can be, he shines forth or is endowed with all the senses and the objects of the senses, such as sound. He is endowed with it because ultimately Prakriti is his products. Prakriti is enjoyed by the Purusha only one sense. He, however, is also without all senses, sarvanindriya virjitam. This means that he is without material senses. Please mark this. Thus the Shruti says, Apanipado jamano grihita pashyanta chakshu sa shrunoti akarna. Without hands and feet, he moves and receives. Apani, apada. He is apani without hand, apada without legs. But javano griyetat. But he moves and receives. So how do you resolve this contradiction of this is the Svetashwara Upanishad's verse. How do you resolve this? He is without hands and feet, but he is with hands and feet. With hands he receives and with feet he moves. So how do you resolve this contradiction from the definition of the absolute truth? Who will answer this? Let us see. Who will answer this? Parashakti Mataji, yes.
Krishna has transcendental hands and feet.
As what? In which feature? In which feature does he has hands, transcendental hands? In his Brahman feature, Paramatma feature or Bhagavan feature?
Bhagwan.
And in which feature he doesn't have hands?
Brahman.
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 So Brahman is all pervading. So as Bhagavan he moves, as Bhagavan he receives, but as Brahman he is without hands. And a chakshu, without eyes he sees. That means he doesn't have material eyes, but he has spiritual eyes. Without ears, he hears. That means he doesn't have material ears, he has spiritual ears. So that's how we resolve this contradiction. Parasha Shakti Bahudeva Shruyate Swabhaviki Jnana Bala Kriya Cha. The energy of the Lord is divided into Jnana Bala and Kriya Shakti, Svita Shakti. This meaning is valid because it is well known in the Shrutis that he is the abode of Sarup Shakti, the spiritual energy. Note, the Lord's energies enable the Lord to fulfill his desires, just as the living entity's senses enable him to fulfill his desires. He is therefore not devoid of organs to fulfill those desires. So he has spiritual organs by which he is those desires. He is without attachment, asaktam, and also maintains everything by his form of Vishnu, Sarvabhrit. So as Vishnu is the maintainer, the three guna avatars, he has a form without the material gunas of Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, Nirguna. So that is the meaning of Nirguna. But he is the enjoyer or the taster of six gunas or bhagas known as Aishwarya, Veera, Yasha, Shri, Gyan, and Vairagya. Guna Bhoktrutva. So that's how you have to understand. Six gunas are the six Aishwaryas. Note, the six qualities of Bhagavan are defined as follows. Aishwarya means the Lord's natural control of everything. Veera refers to the Lord's inconceivable potencies by which he manifests Jiva and Prakriti and expands as unlimited avatars. Yasha refers to the Lord's ocean of good qualities relating to body, mind, and speech. Shriya refers to the Lord's external beauty, youthful body. Dhyan refers to the Lord's omniscience. Vairaga refers to the Lord's detachment from all material affairs. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he, Brahat Tattva, is the illuminator of all the senses, yet he himself is devoid of material senses. He is also Nirgun, devoid of material qualities, but he has spiritual qualities, remember. In the form of Vishnu, he is the maintainer of all living entities. He is beyond the influence of the three modes of material nature. The word Bhaga indicates he is the enjoyer of six transcendental opulences. Okay. So almost it is 8:15. So I will stop here. I will go slowly so that we can understand this topic. So any questions you have before we end the discussion? Any questions, any clarifications if you have not understood? Last screen. Please raise your hand. Don't use the typing. Typing is only for if the volume is not working. Yeah. This Bhaktivinoda Thakur or what exactly you want to know, Taji?
Okay, the screen only, Prabhu. It's fine. Just a minute. I could not read the entire thing. So thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions anyone else has? Yes, Dear Krishna ji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dhanatana, Prabhu.
Tell me.
So, Prabhu, this verse 13.15, this we can say that Lord is having inconceivable potency. From that angle, we can say,
Yeah,
because
the
of
Lord's Swarup Shakti, the Lord's form is made of Swarup Shakti and it possesses inconceivable potencies.
Achintya Veda Ved we can apply.
Yes, yes, definitely. Achintya Veda Veda.
Achintya Shakti, Achintya Shakti.
The Lord has Achintya Shakti. Yeah.
Yes, right. Okay.
Okay, so we will continue the discussion. I'm going a little slow here because it doesn't matter. 13th chapter, if we can understand nicely, then the 14, 15, 16, 17 will get a clear understanding. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you mentioned three Shaktis, Jnana, Bala, and Kriya Shaktis in the
Not 3,
previous line.
6. No, okay, in that verse of Shvetashwar Upanishad,
Yes. Yes.
the
Yeah.
energy of the Lord is devoted to Jnana, Bala, and Kriya Shaktis.
So what does Bala mean? Strength, right?
Well, I'm not really familiar with this. We have to study the Upanishads and understand. This is another way of classifying. So, Abhaviki Jnana Bala Kriya Cha. I don't want to speculate about it. I have some understanding, but I have to verify it. What exactly this? But basically, you have to understand that the absolute truth has unlimited potencies. Parasha Shakti, Bahudeva.
Okay.
They are unlimited, but they are divided into these three types of Shaktis. They are Jnana Shaktis, Kriya Shaktis, and Bala Shaktis. I don't know the details, frankly speaking.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, Parashakti Mataji. Yes.
Maybe we can also take this transcendental senses, like one with one sense he can do all the things, like Angani Asa Sakyanja, that sort of thing.
For this verse,
No,
you're
no, no,
saying?
not for this. Generally, transcendental senses, I'm saying.
Okay. His one transcendental sense can do the functions of other sense. That is different, but his senses are transcendental. He sees with transcendental eyes. He doesn't have material eyes. That is the verse which is being discussed. That is how we need to understand. Nirguna guna bhoktracha, and sarvendriya guna abhasam, but sarvendriya vivarjitam. So this to understand that he sees with not material eyes, but spiritual eyes. So that's why he doesn't see, but he sees. That's how we have to understand that. Okay, is it clear? Yeah. Okay, so we'll stop here and we'll continue the discussion on Monday. Thank you very much. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. हरे कृष्ण.